Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself living in absolute abundance. Not just financial wealth, but a richness that permeates every area of your life. You wake up each morning with a deep sense of ease, knowing that everything is taken care of. You no longer chase opportunities, they chase you. Understand this. The world you see is not happening to you, it is happening through you. Your wealth is not a product of hard labor or external conditions. It is a reflection of your state of being. Those who believe they must struggle for money will always struggle. But those who know they are wealthy even before they see it in their bank account will inevitably manifest. Look at the lives of the super rich. Notice how they move, how they think. They are not desperate. They do not beg. They expect wealth. They assume that money flows to them easily, and so it does. This is the great secret. Reality is molded by your assumptions. What you accept as true will become true in your experience. When you shift your consciousness to one of wealth, miracles unfold before your eyes. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. People will come into your life with golden opportunities. Obstacles that once seemed impossible will dissolve effortlessly. And the money, it will come in ways you never imagined. Unexpected sources, sudden windfalls, business ideas that take off beyond your wildest dreams. But it all begins within you. You must drop the old belief that wealth is hard to attain. You must stop affirming lack, stop worrying about bills, stop seeing yourself as someone who wants money. Instead, you must become the person who already has it. Walk, talk, and think as if you are already rich, and life will mirror that reality back to you. When you become super rich, miracles do not just happen occasionally, they become the norm. Opportunities appear as if by magic. The right connections manifest effortlessly. What once seemed out of reach now flows to you with ease. The only question is, are you ready to claim it? Because the moment you do, the universe will respond in kind. The world you experience is not separate from you. It is the direct result of what you hold to be true in your mind. Every fortune, every success, every moment of wealth that has ever been created first existed as a thought, a belief, a conviction within someone's mind before it became visible in the world. Those who understand this truth do not chase wealth. They do not labor under the illusion that money is something external to them, something to be pursued or fought for. Instead, they recognize that wealth is an inner state, a feeling, a knowing. And once that knowing is fully assumed, the external world must conform. To grasp this, one must release the mistaken belief that money is separate from them, that it exists outside of their control, subject to random chance or the whims of the economy. There is no power outside of you that determines how much wealth you can have. The only thing that shapes your financial reality is the state of mind you persist in, day after day. If you hold on to the idea that money is difficult to attain, that success requires struggle, that wealth is for others but not for you, then life will continue to reflect those assumptions. But if you shift your consciousness, if you begin to see yourself as wealthy, to feel the ease of abundance, then the world will be forced to comply with that vision. This is not about wishful thinking or daydreaming about riches while secretly doubting that they will ever come. It is about stepping into the identity of wealth now, before any physical evidence appears. The mind is the source of all creation, and what you persist in imagining will in time take form. The reason so few attain great wealth is because they continue to hold their old self-image, one of lack, of struggle, of limitation. They do not truly believe they are wealthy, and so life cannot deliver to them what they have not yet accepted as real. Consider for a moment the wealthy individuals you know, the ones whose names are synonymous with success. They do not carry fear about money. They do not doubt whether wealth will continue to flow to them. They operate from a state of expectation, knowing that they are abundant, and therefore they experience abundance. Even in times of financial difficulty, their belief in wealth does not waver, and so inevitably they rise again. The difference between them and the rest of the world is not luck. Nor is it opportunity, it is mindset. They see themselves as wealthy, and because they do, wealth surrounds them. The mistake most people make is assuming that they must first see the money before they can believe in their wealth. But that is not how reality works. You must first believe, and then the evidence will appear. If you wake up every day feeling the presence of wealth, walking as though money is already yours, thinking and acting from a place of financial security, then circumstances will shift to match that state of being. It may not happen overnight, but it must happen, for consciousness is the only true cause of experience. Doubt is the greatest enemy of wealth. Every moment you spend questioning whether you can become rich, whether money will come, whether your desires are realistic, is a moment spent affirming lack. You cannot hold two opposing beliefs and expect to see results. You must be unwavering in your assumption that wealth is already yours. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts what you impress upon it consistently. If you persist in the assumption of wealth, your subconscious mind will take that as truth. And from that truth, opportunities, ideas, and circumstances will emerge to make it so. It is not necessary to know how money will come to you. The mind, when properly aligned with abundance, will naturally draw the right people, the right circumstances, the right ideas into your life. A wealthy consciousness will create wealthy results. This is why those who truly understand this principle do not stress over money, do not worry about the future, do not live in fear of losing what they have. They know that as long as they maintain the state of abundance within, the outer world will continue to provide for them. Begin now to shift your awareness. Do not wait for evidence. Do not look at your bank balance and use it as a measure of what is possible. Instead, close your eyes and feel the reality of wealth now. Walk with the confidence of one who knows money is always flowing to them. Speak and think as though you have already received all that you desire. Align your thoughts with the version of you that is already living in abundance. The world is simply a mirror. It must reflect back to you what you hold to be true within. The moment you make this shift, life will begin to change. Unexpected opportunities will arise. Money will come from sources you never considered. Solutions to financial problems will appear effortlessly, not because you forced them, but because you changed your inner world, and the outer world had no choice but to rearrange itself accordingly. Wealth is not outside of you. It is within. It is a state of being, a way of thinking, a deep inner knowing. Once you claim it as your own, the world will conspire to prove you right. Wealth is often misunderstood. Many believe it is defined by numbers, by figures on a bank statement, by assets and possessions. They chase money, believing that once they have accumulated enough, they will finally feel secure, fulfilled, and free. But true wealth is not measured in numbers. It is a state of being, a deep inner conviction that you already possess all that you need. It is a certainty, a knowing, an unshakable confidence in the abundance that exists within and around you. Those who have truly mastered wealth understand this. They do not count their money in fear, nor do they cling to material possessions as if they define their worth. Instead, they carry themselves with an ease, an assurance, a quiet confidence that money is always present, always flowing, always replenishing itself. They do not look at their bank account to determine whether they are rich. They know they are rich. And because of that knowing, wealth continues to manifest in their lives effortlessly. It is this internal state, this feeling of abundance, that must come first. Many make the mistake of believing they will feel wealthy once they have accumulated enough money, but the truth is the opposite. You must first feel wealthy and then the money will follow. The state of mind precedes the physical reality. If you do not cultivate the feeling of richness now, no amount of money will ever be enough. You will always be chasing, always fearing loss, always doubting whether you have enough. But if you assume the state of wealth within, then life will reflect that assumption back to you in the form of financial prosperity. This is why so many who win vast amounts of money through lotteries or sudden windfalls often lose it all. They may have received money, but they never changed their state of being. Their mind remained in a consciousness of lack, of unworthiness, of fear. And so inevitably they returned to the reality that matched their inner world. Meanwhile, those who are truly wealthy in their consciousness can lose everything and still rebuild it all. For their wealth is not dependent on external circumstances, it is who they are. They carry the mindset of abundance, and so abundance must continue to find them. It is not about how much money you have at any given moment. It is about how you see yourself, how you feel about your life, how you move through the world. It is the belief that you are always taken care of, that opportunities are always appearing, that money is a tool that flows to you as easily as air or water. It is the deep, unshakable sense that you are never lacking, never desperate, never in need of chasing or begging for financial gain. If you were to observe those who live in true abundance, you would notice something remarkable. They do not rush. They do not scramble. They do not act from fear or desperation. They carry themselves with a quiet power, a certainty, a grace that comes from knowing they are already rich. They trust in the flow of life. They trust in their ability to create. They trust in their own worth. This trust is what allows money to flow to them naturally, without effort, without struggle. On the other hand, those who operate from a mindset of scarcity are always waiting for the next paycheck, waiting for the next opportunity, waiting for something outside of themselves to change before they can feel secure. They are trapped in a cycle of fear, always fearing loss, always worrying about money, always feeling as though they are one step away from financial ruin. But this fear, this desperation, only repels the very wealth they seek. The shift from scarcity to abundance is not one of external effort, but of internal transformation. It is the decision to stop seeing money as something that must be hoarded or chased, and instead recognizing that it is an extension of your energy, a mirror of your inner state. The moment you shift your perception and begin to truly embody the feeling of wealth, before the money arrives, life will begin to rearrange itself to match your new state of being. This is why gratitude is so powerful. When you begin to appreciate what you already have, when you start to see your life as already abundant, you are tuning yourself to the frequency of wealth. You are no longer waiting for money to make you feel rich. You are choosing to feel rich now, and in doing so, you are opening the doors for even greater abundance to flow to you. If you wake up every morning with a sense of appreciation for the life you already have, if you move through your day with the confidence of someone who knows they are taken care of, if you stop looking at money as something that determines your happiness and instead see it as simply an external reflection of your inner world, then you will begin to see changes in your reality. Unexpected money will appear. New opportunities will come effortlessly. Situations that once seemed difficult will resolve themselves with ease. The key is to stop seeing wealth as something outside of you, something separate from your current state of being. The money, the opportunities, the luxury, all of it is a byproduct of the consciousness you cultivate. And that consciousness can be developed now, in this moment. Stop waiting for wealth to prove itself to you. Stop checking your bank account for permission to feel abundant. Start living, thinking, and feeling as if you are already rich. Because the truth is, you are. The moment you accept that, the world will reflect it back to you. Everything you experience in life is a direct reflection of what you assume to be true. Your assumptions are not just idle thoughts. They are the architects of your reality, the silent forces shaping every event, every circumstance, every interaction. What you accept as true, whether consciously or unconsciously, solidifies into fact. For the world must always mirror your inner state. If you assume yourself to be wealthy, if you dwell in the conviction that you are already in possession of abundance, then life will bend itself to reflect that assumption. Most people do not realize the immense power of their assumptions. They believe life happens to them, that external events dictate their fate. But the truth is the opposite. Life only reflects back what you have already assumed to be real. If you assume struggle, hardship, and lack, then those conditions must appear, not because the world is against you, but because that is the script you have unconsciously written for yourself. But if you assume abundance, if you live from the deep inner knowing that wealth is already yours, then the world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match that belief. This is not about wishful thinking or pretending. It is about adopting a state of mind so completely, so unshakably, that reality has no choice but to comply. When you hold an assumption long enough, it moves from being a mere thought to a certainty, and that certainty begins to shape your world. The rich do not become wealthy simply because of external circumstances. They become wealthy because they assume it as their natural state of being. They see themselves as prosperous, they move through life with ease and expectation, and the world simply affirms what they already believe to be true. You can witness this principle in action all around you. There are those who always seem to struggle financially, no matter how much money they make. Even if they receive unexpected wealth, they somehow lose it just as quickly. Why? Because their inner assumption remains one of lack. They do not see themselves as wealthy. They see themselves as constantly trying to get money, constantly in need, constantly struggling. And so, even when opportunities arise, even when money does appear, their reality must shift to bring them back to their core assumption. Then there are those who, no matter what happens, always seem to land on their feet. Even if they lose everything, they rebuild effortlessly. They are never in desperation, never in fear, because they do not assume themselves to be without wealth. They assume themselves to be wealthy. And because they hold that assumption so firmly, their reality conforms. Money finds them. Opportunities flow to them. They do not chase wealth. Wealth comes to them naturally. The difference between these two groups is not external, it is entirely internal. It is the difference between assuming abundance and assuming lack. When you truly understand this, you no longer have to force things to happen. You do not have to beg, chase, or struggle for financial security. Instead, you shift your assumption and the world follows. Does one assume wealth when their current reality appears to contradict it? The answer is simple. You live in the end. You see yourself as already being the person you wish to become. You do not wait for the physical proof to convince you. You convince yourself first, and the proof will follow. If you had all the money you desired right now, how would you feel? How would you walk? How would you think? How would you make decisions? Assume that state now. Carry yourself as someone who already possesses what they desire, not in arrogance, not in pretension, but in quiet, unwavering certainty. The moment you fully adopt the assumption of wealth, the forces of life begin to move, shifting people, events, and circumstances to align with your belief. This is not about denying reality, it is about shaping it. Every invention, every discovery, every great success first began as an assumption in the mind of the one who brought it into existence. They did not wait for evidence. They assumed the truth of their vision and lived in that assumption until the world conformed. Wealth is no different. If you wish to be rich, assume it now. Do not wait for your bank account to prove it. Move, think, and act as though you are already in possession of all you need. This does not mean reckless spending or ignoring practical responsibilities. It means internally shifting your identity, stepping into the feeling of already having what you desire. When you do this, you change the way you interact with the world. You become more confident, more at ease, more magnetic to opportunities. You cease to operate from a mindset of desperation, and in doing so, you remove the very barriers that have been keeping wealth from you. Everything in life follows the law of assumption. Look at your own experiences. What have you consistently believed to be true about yourself? Has it not always proven itself in your life? The same principle applies to wealth. If you assume that money is hard to come by, if you assume that financial struggle is inevitable, then life must reflect that assumption back to you. But if you assume that abundance is your birthright, if you assume that money flows to you effortlessly, then that too must become your reality. Let go of the old assumptions that have kept you bound. Stop identifying with struggle, with lack, with limitation. Step into the knowing that wealth is already yours, that prosperity is not something you need to chase, but something that flows naturally to you. Assume it now, live in that conviction, and watch as the world bends to reflect your new reality. Money is not separate from you. It is an extension of your energy, a reflection of the state you embody. Many believe that wealth is something external, something they must chase, struggle for, or manipulate the world to obtain. But in truth, money flows in accordance with your inner state. It is not effort that brings abundance, but the energy you radiate. When you shift your frequency to one of ease, joy, and gratitude, you become a magnet for wealth. The struggle dissolves, the forceful striving ceases, and money moves toward you naturally. Your energy is the foundation of everything you experience. Every thought, every emotion, every belief sends out a vibration, and the world must respond to that vibration accordingly. If you approach money with stress, anxiety, or desperation, you are unknowingly pushing it away. You are sending out a frequency of lack, of struggle, and so money becomes something difficult to hold on to. But when you exist in a state of peace, when you cultivate joy and gratitude in the present moment, your energy shifts. You no longer seek money from a place of lack. You allow it to come from a place of wholeness. This is why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly. They do not spend their days obsessing over money, fearing its absence or forcing its arrival. Instead, they embody a state of abundance, a natural confidence that money is always flowing to them. They move through life with a sense of ease, trusting that all they need is already theirs. And because they hold that state so firmly, reality mirrors it back to them. Money flows to them in expected and unexpected ways, not because they are lucky, but because they align with the frequency of wealth. On the other hand, those who constantly worry about money, who believe it is scarce and difficult to obtain, unknowingly reinforce that reality. They operate from fear, and fear creates resistance. Even when opportunities present themselves, even when money does come, their inner state repels it. They may receive wealth for a time, but it slips through their fingers because their energy is still rooted in scarcity. They are trying to force money into their lives while carrying the frequency of lack, and so the struggle continues. If you wish to experience financial abundance, you must first become energetically abundant. You must embody the feelings of ease and gratitude now, not later. Many make the mistake of believing they will feel abundant once they have money, but this is backward. The feeling comes first, the wealth follows. When you cultivate inner richness, outer richness must appear. When you radiate the energy of someone who already has all they need, money naturally gravitates toward you. This is not about pretending or faking wealth. It is about truly shifting your inner world. Ask yourself, if you already had all the money you desired, how would you feel? How would you carry yourself? How would you interact with the world? Would you be stressed and anxious, or would you feel light, at peace, and grateful for all that you have? Embody that state now. Live as though your wealth is already secured, not through reckless spending or arrogance, but through the certainty that abundance is your natural state. Gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to raise your frequency. When you are grateful, you affirm that you already have enough, and this very energy invites more into your life. Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you already possess. Feel appreciation for every small blessing, for every resource available to you now. The more you express gratitude, the more life responds by giving you even more to be grateful for. Joy is another key. People who embody wealth are not burdened by heavy energy. They are light, they are expansive, they do not carry the weight of financial fear. When you cultivate joy, when you find happiness in the present moment, you align with the effortless flow of money. Abundance does not come to those who are tense and fearful. It comes to those who are open, free, and receptive. When you enjoy life, when you find pleasure in the simple moments, you signal to the universe that you are already abundant, and the universe responds in kind. Ease is the final key. Those who truly understand wealth know that it is not something to be forced. It is something to be allowed. This does not mean you do nothing, but it does mean you release struggle. Inspired action is far more powerful than desperate action. When you act from a place of ease and confidence, your results are far greater than when you act from stress and fear. Trust that what is meant for you will come. Trust that wealth is not something you must grasp at. It is something that flows when you are aligned. Money is energy, and energy is always moving. If you hold on to fear, if you believe wealth is hard to obtain, then your energy constricts and money struggles to reach you. But if you release resistance, if you shift into a state of peace, joy, and gratitude, then you open the floodgates for abundance. Wealth does not come to those who chase it with desperation. It comes to those who attract it with ease. Align yourself with the frequency of abundance now. Let go of worry, release the belief in scarcity, and step into the knowing that money flows effortlessly to you. Feel gratitude for all that you already have, embrace joy in the present moment, and watch as the external world reshapes itself to match your inner state. When you raise your energy, wealth is no longer something distant. It becomes a natural extension of who you are. The universe does not respond to desperation. It responds to confidence. When you embody the energy of someone who already has all they need, the world around you must conform to that assumption. This is the great secret that many overlook. They chase, they beg, they plead, thinking that if they just try hard enough, they will finally receive what they desire. But this very act of chasing pushes their desires further away. To want something desperately is to affirm its absence. To embody it with confidence is to make it inevitable. Look at those who seem to attract wealth and success effortlessly. They are not grasping, not doubting, not questioning if they are worthy. They move through life with certainty, with the quiet assurance that what they need will always be provided. They do not beg for opportunities. They expect them. They do not worry about money. They trust its flow. This is not arrogance. It is alignment. They have assumed the identity of a wealthy person before the physical evidence appeared. And because of that assumption, the evidence had no choice but to follow. Contrast this with those who operate from desperation. They want money, yet their every thought and action screams that they do not have enough. They pursue opportunities not from a place of abundance, but from a place of fear. They doubt, they hesitate, they wonder if they will ever receive what they seek. And because the universe mirrors back the energy we put out, they continue to experience lack. They work harder and harder, yet the rewards remain small. They believe the world is unfair, never realizing that it is simply responding to their state of being. Confidence is the key that unlocks doors. When you stop chasing and start embodying wealth, life begins to move in your favor. You no longer operate from the energy of I hope, but from the energy of I know. You do not wait for proof before believing. You believe first and the proof naturally appears. When you trust in your abundance, money flows effortlessly. When you trust in your value, opportunities arise without struggle. When you trust in your path, the right people, circumstances, and miracles align in ways you never could have predicted. This does not mean you do nothing. Confidence does not imply inaction. It means inspired action. A confident person does not sit idly hoping that money will magically appear. They move with certainty, taking action from a place of trust rather than fear. When you believe that success is inevitable, you are not hesitant, you are not unsure. You take the necessary steps boldly, knowing that the outcome is already secured. You are no longer grasping at opportunities, you are selecting them. You are no longer chasing money, you are inviting it in. The shift is subtle yet powerful. Desperation says, I need this to happen or I will fail. Confidence says, I know it is already mine. Desperation seeks reassurance from the outside world. Confidence does not require external validation. Desperation operates from doubt, from the fear that things might not work out. Confidence assumes the best, knowing that all things are unfolding perfectly. This energy shift changes everything. Have you ever noticed how people are drawn to those who radiate confidence? How those who seem secure in themselves naturally attract opportunities, relationships, and success? It is because they are operating from abundance rather than lack. The same principle applies to money, to success, to anything you desire. If you move through life believing that wealth is already yours, that you are already worthy, then the universe must rearrange itself to match that belief. If you wish to see miracles unfold, stop chasing, stop grasping, stop doubting. Instead, step into the knowing that what you desire is already on its way. Act as if you are already the person who has what you seek. Speak, think, and move in alignment with that reality. Carry yourself with the confidence of someone who no longer questions if they will succeed, but who knows that success is inevitable. This is not about pretending. It is about truly believing. The universe does not respond to empty words. It responds to the conviction behind them. If you say you are wealthy but deep down believe you are struggling, then struggle will persist. But if you shift your inner state, if you genuinely feel abundant now, before the physical proof appears, then the external world must bend to match that feeling. Miracles do not happen for those who beg. They happen for those who trust. When you let go of desperation and replace it with certainty, life begins to unfold effortlessly. The right people appear at the right time. Unexpected blessings flow into your experience. Doors that once seemed locked swing open with ease. Money finds its way to you without the constant struggle. This is the power of confidence. This is the power of embodying wealth before it is visible. The universe rewards those who know, not those who hope. So release the energy of chasing and step fully into the state of having. Feel wealthy now. Feel successful now. Feel abundant now. And as surely as the sun rises, the world will reflect that abundance back to you. Miracles are not random events, nor are they reserved for a select few. They are the natural byproduct of inner transformation. When you shift your mindset, the world around you has no choice but to follow. Life is a mirror, constantly reflecting your dominant thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. If you believe in struggle, you will see struggle everywhere. If you believe in abundance, life will unfold in ways that confirm your wealth. The moment you stop doubting, stop worrying, and fully embrace the feeling of financial freedom, miracles will become an expected, natural part of your experience. Most people wait for external circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel secure, free, or abundant. They believe that once they have more money, they will stop worrying. But this is an illusion. Worry is a habit, and if you do not address it at its root, no amount of money will ever be enough to make you feel truly safe. The real shift must happen within. The moment you let go of the belief in lack, you make space for abundance to flow. When you stop fearing the future and instead trust in your financial well-being, you will find that wealth begins to appear in unexpected ways. This is not magic. It is the natural law of consciousness. The world does not shape your beliefs. Your beliefs shape the world. If you wake up every day expecting difficulties, they will come. If you wake up expecting ease, solutions, and opportunities, they will come as well. The difference is not in the world itself, but in the lens through which you see it. Financial miracles are not about winning the lottery or stumbling upon a sudden windfall. They are about doors opening effortlessly, unexpected opportunities presenting themselves, and money flowing in ways you never imagined possible. But none of this can happen while you are clinging to fear, doubt, and limitation. The energy of desperation repels what you seek, while the energy of confidence and trust magnetizes it. You do not have to struggle to earn your miracles. They are your birthright, but they can only appear when you are in alignment with them. If you are constantly focused on lack, You are unknowingly keeping abundance at bay. If you believe money is hard to come by, you will continue to experience that difficulty. But if you shift your state, if you assume the feeling of already having what you desire, life will rearrange itself to reflect that assumption. Think of the times when things seem to fall into place effortlessly. Maybe an opportunity arose just when you needed it, or money arrived unexpectedly. These were not coincidences. They were reflections of moments when you were open, aligned, and free from doubt. Miracles occur when you stop resisting them. The moment you release your grip on fear and allow yourself to trust, life begins to unfold in remarkable ways. The greatest challenge is letting go of old conditioning. From childhood, most people are taught that success comes only through hard work and struggle. They believe that wealth is reserved for the lucky or the privileged. These beliefs are deeply ingrained, but they are not truth. They are simply perspectives that have been passed down through generations. And like any belief, they can be changed. Start by observing your thoughts. Are they rooted in lack or in abundance? Do you constantly think about bills, debts, and limitations? Or do you focus on possibilities, opportunities, and financial expansion? Your dominant thoughts are shaping your future. If you wish to experience miracles, you must train your mind to expect them. Begin each day with the assumption that things are working out in your favor. Before you look at your bank account, before you check your emails, decide that wealth is flowing to you. Carry yourself as though you already have all that you need, not in a way that ignores reality, but in a way that shapes reality. The moment you embody financial freedom in your thoughts and emotions, the world will conspire to make it your reality. You do not need to know how the money will come. You do not need to control every detail. The universe has infinite ways to bring you what you desire. Your only task is to align with the feeling of already having it. The how is not your concern, your state of being is. When you trust, when you feel the relief and joy of financial freedom before seeing any physical proof, miracles begin to unfold effortlessly. Look at those who seem to attract wealth with ease. They are not consumed by fear. They do not dwell in doubt. They expect money to flow, and it does. They expect opportunities to arise, and they do. This is not luck. It is alignment. They have trained themselves to see the world through the lens of abundance, and so abundance finds them. Your transformation begins the moment you decide to see yourself as already wealthy. Not someday, not when conditions improve, but now. Hold that feeling, nurture it, live in it daily. Walk with the confidence of someone who no longer questions whether financial freedom is possible, but who knows it is inevitable. The universe does not test you. It responds to you. The moment you shift your inner state, the external world will reflect it back to you. Let go of doubt. Let go of fear. Step fully into the certainty that wealth is already yours, and watch as miracles become a natural part of your life. In the end, the truth is simple. Wealth is not something you chase, it is something you embody. The world around you is merely a reflection of your inner state. When you align with abundance, assume yourself to be wealthy, and release all doubt and fear, life must conform to your belief. Miracles are not accidents. They are the natural consequence of shifting your consciousness. The moment you stop waiting for external proof and instead live in the certainty of financial freedom, doors will open, opportunities will arise, and wealth will flow effortlessly into your life. The universe does not respond to struggle or desperation. It responds to confidence, trust, and unwavering faith. So walk forward with the knowing that you are already abundant. Hold that feeling, live in it, and let the world rearrange itself to reflect your inner transformation. Miracles are not coming, they are already here, waiting for you to claim them. Thank you.